Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we're exploring the famous 1974 Lincoln 1-cent coin, one of the most collected pennies in American history. At first glance, a 1974 penny may seem like an ordinary coin, but some examples can be worth much more than 1-cent. Rare mint errors, high-grade specimens, and special varieties have made certain 1974 pennies highly desirable among collectors. So before you spend that old penny, watch this video until the end because you might be holding a hidden treasure. The 1974 Lincoln penny features the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These coins were produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Because millions were made, most circulated examples remain common today. However, collectors know that value depends on much more than age alone. One reason collectors love the 1974 penny is its copper composition. Unlike modern pennies, the 1974 Lincoln cent was struck from a bronze alloy containing mostly copper. Many collectors enjoy these older copper pennies because they represent a different era in United States coinage history. When determining the value of a 1974 penny, condition is extremely important. A heavily worn coin may only be worth a few cents. However, a brilliant uncirculated coin with bright original red surfaces can be worth significantly more. Coins that receive top grades from professional grading services are especially valuable because they are difficult to find in perfect condition after more than 50 years. Another exciting area for collectors is mint errors. During production, mistakes occasionally occurred that created unusual coins. Some examples include doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other minting abnormalities. These error coins can be worth far more than normal examples because collectors are always searching for rare and unusual pieces. One of the most talked about stories involving the 1974 penny is the legendary aluminum cent. In the early 1970s, the United States Mint experimented with aluminum pennies because copper prices were increasing. Although almost all of these experimental coins were destroyed, they remain among the most famous and mysterious coins in American history. This story has helped make the year 1974 especially interesting for coin collectors. If you have a 1974 penny, take a close look at the date, mint mark, lettering, and Lincoln Memorial. Look for unusual doubling, missing details, or anything that appears different from a normal coin. Even a small mint error could increase the coin's value dramatically. Many valuable coins have been discovered in old collections, piggy banks, estate sales, and pocket change. That's why experienced collectors examine every coin carefully. What looks like an ordinary penny today could turn out to be a collectible treasure tomorrow. Imagine finding a rare 1974 penny worth hundreds of dollars because of an unusual error or outstanding condition. Discoveries like these happen every year and keep collectors searching through coins from the past. Before spending your 1974 Lincoln penny, make sure you inspect it carefully. The coin in your collection could be far more valuable than its face value and might become one of your favorite discoveries. Next up, we're taking a close look at the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that many people have seen but few have carefully examined. While most 1975 pennies are worth only a few cents, certain examples with rare errors, outstanding condition, or unique characteristics can be worth much more. If you have a 1975 penny in your collection, you may want to pay close attention because it could be more valuable than you think. The 1975 Lincoln penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. During the 1970s, these pennies were struck primarily from a bronze composition containing about 95% copper. This makes them especially appealing to collectors who enjoy older copper coins. Millions of 1975 pennies were produced and released into circulation. Because of this large production, most examples remain common today. However, coin collectors understand that rarity is not the only factor that creates value. Condition, mint errors, and collector demand can transform an ordinary coin into a sought-after collectible. One of the first things collectors examine is the coin's condition. Pennies that spent decades in circulation often show heavy wear, scratches, and discoloration. On the other hand, a 1975 penny that still has its original bright red color and sharp details can be worth a substantial premium. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services are particularly desirable because they are becoming increasingly difficult to find. Another exciting reason collectors search for 1975 pennies is the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, mistakes occasionally occurred, creating unusual and collectible coins. Some of the most popular errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, broad strikes, and repunched mint marks. These unusual coins often attract significant attention from collectors because they are much scarcer than normal examples. When examining a 1975 penny, look carefully at the date, lettering, mint mark, and Lincoln Memorial. Search for signs of doubling, missing details, unusual shapes, or any feature that appears different from a standard coin. Sometimes a small detail can make a huge difference in value. Many collectors enjoy searching through old coin collections, bank rolls, estate sales, and coin jars because valuable coins are still being discovered every year. Some of the most exciting finds come from coins that were ignored for decades before someone finally took a closer look. Imagine finding a rare 1975 penny with a valuable mint error or exceptional condition. A coin that once circulated through everyday transactions could become one of the most interesting pieces in your collection. That's one of the reasons coin collecting remains such a popular hobby around the world. The 1975 Lincoln penny represents an important part of American coinage history. It reminds us that even common coins can become special when viewed through the eyes of a collector. Every coin has a story, and every collection has the potential to contain hidden treasures. Before spending your 1975 penny, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Check for unusual features, study its condition, and compare it to known varieties. You never know when a simple 1-cent coin could turn out to be worth much more than its face value. Next up, we're talking about the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that many people overlook but that can be surprisingly interesting to collectors. While most 1989 pennies are common and worth only face value, some rare error coins and high-grade examples can be worth much more. If you have a 1989 penny sitting in a coin jar, collection, or pocket change, you may want to take a closer look. The 1989 Lincoln penny features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints and circulated throughout the United States. Because hundreds of millions were produced, most examples are easy to find today. However, condition and rarity can make a significant difference in value. One of the most important things collectors consider is the coin's condition. A heavily worn 1989 penny that has circulated for decades is usually worth only a small amount above face value. However, coins that remain in brilliant uncirculated condition with bright original red surfaces are much more desirable. Collectors often pay strong premiums for top-grade examples because finding perfect coins becomes increasingly difficult over time. Another reason collectors search for 1989 pennies is the possibility of discovering mint errors. During the minting process, mistakes occasionally occurred. These errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other unusual features. Because error coins are much rarer than normal coins, they often attract strong collector interest and can be worth significantly more. When examining your 1989 penny, look carefully at the date, lettering, Lincoln's portrait, and the Lincoln Memorial. Search for unusual doubling, missing details, or anything that looks different from a standard coin. Even a small mint error can make a coin much more valuable. Many valuable coins have been discovered in everyday places such as bank rolls, old collections, estate sales, and jars of spare change. That's why experienced collectors inspect every coin they find. What appears to be an ordinary penny could turn out to be an exciting collectible. The 1989 penny is also part of the final decades of the Lincoln Memorial series, which remains one of the most popular coin designs in American history. Collectors continue to search for high-quality examples and unusual varieties to add to their collections. Imagine finding a rare 1989 penny with a valuable mint error or exceptional condition. A coin that once bought almost nothing could become one of the most interesting pieces in your collection. Discoveries like this are what make coin collecting such a rewarding hobby. Before spending your 1989 penny, take a few moments to inspect it carefully. Check for errors, evaluate its condition, and compare it with other examples. You never know when a simple 1-cent coin could be worth far more than its face value. Next up, we're taking a closer look at the 1990 Lincoln 1-cent coin, one of the most interesting modern pennies searched by collectors. At first glance, a 1990 penny may seem ordinary, but some examples with rare mint errors, exceptional condition, or unusual varieties can be worth much more than 1 cent. If you have a 1990 penny in your collection, don't spend it just yet, you may be holding a hidden treasure. The 1990 Lincoln penny features the beloved portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These coins were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints and circulated widely across the United States. Because hundreds of millions were minted, most 1990 pennies remain common today. However, collectors know that value is determined by much more than mintage numbers. One of the biggest factors affecting a coin's value is condition. Many 1990 pennies spent years in circulation and show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. But coins that remain in brilliant uncirculated condition with their original bright red color are much more desirable. The highest graded examples can command impressive prices because collectors are always looking for the best preserved coins. Another reason collectors search through 1990 pennies is the possibility of discovering mint errors. During the minting process, mistakes sometimes occurred, creating unique and collectible coins. These errors may include doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and other unusual features. Because these coins are much rarer than normal pennies, they often attract strong collector demand. When examining your 1990 penny, pay close attention to the date, lettering, Lincoln's portrait, and the Lincoln Memorial. Look for unusual doubling, missing details, raised lines, or anything that appears different from a standard coin. Even a small error can make a huge difference in value. Coin collectors often search through bank rolls, pocket change, old collections, and estate sales looking for hidden treasures. Many valuable coins have been discovered in places where nobody expected them. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin has the potential to be something special. The 1990 Lincoln penny represents a fascinating period in modern United States coinage. While most examples are common, high-grade specimens and unusual error coins continue to attract attention from collectors around the world. As time passes, finding perfect examples becomes increasingly difficult, making top-quality coins even more desirable. Imagine finding a 1990 penny that turns out to be worth $50, $100, or even more because of a rare mint error or outstanding condition. Discoveries like these happen every year and inspire collectors to keep searching through their coins. Before spending your 1990 penny, take a few minutes to inspect it carefully. Check for errors, evaluate its condition, and compare it with other examples. You never know when an ordinary-looking penny could become one of the most valuable coins in your collection. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy rare coin videos, penny value guides, and mint error discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We regularly share valuable coin information, collecting tips, and hidden treasure stories that can help you discover coins worth much more than face value. Good luck and happy coin hunting!